Welcome back to Antimatter Chemistry. Today we're going to be getting on with, well, basically, between the episodes, I killed the Ender Dragon a few more times. So we're going to be getting on with some loot generation today, just from the Ender Dragon's remains. We have it now, this Ender Dragon data model. I needed to kill the Ender Dragon 3 times, not 6, as I said last episode. For some reason it counted twice each time I kill it. Don't know why, but we have it onto advanced tier. Let's just actually use up the last of my polymer clay. Let's put it back in there, but it should fill that one anyway. So yeah, we've got it on advanced tier. It is generating Ender Dragon pristine matter. There we go. And we can then use that in the loot fabricator to generate Draconium dust, first of all. So I'm just going to write that. I'm just going to use 1 up. And we'll take that out, and that's going to be used to make our first batch of Draconium. So I then just tidied up, really. I just put elevators everywhere instead of using stairs. So there is more space around the walls now, and it's easy to get up and down to the various levels. So that's very nice and very easy to actually use. Just need to get some wool and some ender pearls, and you've got yourself some elevators from open blocks. So we've got these two things going, but that's not enough. For Draconium ingots, you can, well, you need to make some purple dye. And I was thinking, I made up this dye mixer ready. It's the same stuff we've already made before, so there's nothing excessive there. But we can just make purple dye directly. I think it's potassium permanganate or something. So let's just take a quick look. Purple glowstone dust. Yeah, you're still going to need this step. But if you get the right recipe here you go. So for purple dye, we can just output some potassium permanganate, which you can combine from, as you might imagine, potassium and permanganate, which is pretty much oxygen and manganese. So as long as we got that, we should be okay. So let's just see how much manganese and how much potassium we have. And however much we have, we'll combine that with 4 times that amount in oxygen. So potassium, first of all, we've got about 6,000 of it. So maybe I'll just get a couple of stacks of you. Manganese, how much have we got of that? 93. Okay, maybe I'll put one of those stacks back because I'm going to need more manganese, clearly. And then we'll just get 4 stacks of oxygen. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And we've got like 16,000 oxygen. So that's not really going to be a problem anytime soon. So let's just get the purple dye. So we want to lock in this recipe. 1, 2, 3, and then we can just dump the rest of this back here, I guess, and we should be able to start getting potassium permanganate. So that will, every 4 will produce some purple dye. Let's just get, it's going to be an entire stack here, so we'll just convert the stack over. That'll get us 16 purple dye, I think. Where's the rest? Oh, I've got that in my inventory. I do. Okay. Okay, and let's unlock the recipe, put it back through, and we start getting purple dye. So the purple dye we need to combine in a circle with glowstone in the middle, and that's easy enough done, as you might imagine, like this, and out we get purple glowstone dust. But we don't really have enough of it. We're going to need 4 of it. Where are we? 4 of it for every single Draconium ingot. And the quest wants us to get 8 Draconium ingots. So obviously we're going to need 32. So I need another stack, which means I'm short on manganese. Hence me saying we need manganese. So what's the easiest source of manganese for us? Well, yes, potassium permanganate, of course. Anything else? Granite. Okay, and that's 6% chance. Diorite, 7% chance. Magma blocks is a 10% chance. Okay, which is interesting. Manganese itself. What's the last one? Magenta Antimatter. That's an 11% chance. Magenta Antimatter is gallium. Okay. Gallium. Ga. Where's Ga? Anyone remember the periodic table better than me? Have I got any gallium? Hopefully I do. Oh, there it is. Gallium, if I remember rightly, is a really low melting point metal, I think, if I'm thinking of the right one, and we've got 1,700 of it, so this is going to be great, or rather easy. So yeah, I think it's the metal that you can actually melt in your hand, if I remember rightly. I could be misremembering. Someone can correct me in comments if I am, but there is certainly a metal which is really quite soft. This is not mercury, which is already liquid. This is actually a regular solid metal, but it's got a really low melting point. So yeah, we have Magenta Antimatter, and we got it by by the very large amount of stacks going. So we can just drop that in there, and you can see we're getting gallium back, but we're also getting manganese. So I'll just dump a bunch of this stuff through, and hopefully we will generate enough to basically keep us going. And with lots of that converted, we should have enough to make draconium ingots, 8 of it specifically. So let's just dump all of that in. I've got 9. I had a little bit more. That's fine. 9 should be enough. Yep, there we go. Essence of Dragons. Good. We get the Draconic Evolution Information Tablet and a loot crate. Obviously, clearly not concerned about the loot crate. You can go away. The tablet is kind of useful. It's basically the manual for that kind of thing. So we're fine there. And then it's going to basically ask us to make a Wyvern core and also some basic fusion crafting. Now, this does take a fair amount of energy, so we need to be a bit careful there. And we need to craft 9 basic fusion crafting injectors around a center column. So each of those, we need to make 9. Okay, that's 4 per one of these. Yeah, we're going to need a lot more draconium. I think we're going to need to explicitly set up a gallium sort of reprocessing plant. We remember we had these two I made, the chemical dissolver and combiners, but we didn't really use them for anything. I changed my mind at the last minute. That looks like we should probably think about doing this. We're going to need some of this white antimatter, so we will probably want to set it up here, over here somewhere, and we'll sort of set up something automated for this. We're going to need to draw in just specifically potassium, gallium, and oxygen. Okay, the purple factory is now set up. Yes, that's what we're calling it. I've basically just got a couple of miscellaneous stuff back here. I'm not really doing anything special. It's just that I have a short path, well, I have a long path from this white antimatter where I'm storing it to here where, you know, our storage drawer system is. So all I did is basically build stuff on top of the white antimatter, just so that bit's short. The gallium from the storage drawers is the long part, but again, it doesn't matter because that actually fills up faster. So, you know, we've got no real problems with the length of that. Anyway, white antimatter goes into here, which is a mechanical crafter. That combines gallium with white antimatter to make magenta, which gets shot upwards into the chemical dissolver. And that gets basically processed and ejected upwards into this ender chest, which is our new ender chest for inputting into our storage drawer system. So down here, we've got an ender chest doing exactly that. And this previous pipe here or duct here that was feeding outwards from this, once it opens this loot crate, it either goes into white antimatter or it goes straight into our system. So I'll just basically cut off that entire line. Later I'll move this around to make it more compact, probably by moving the white antimatter around or something like that. What I'll probably do is move this loot opener and have some kind of intermediary ender chest. So we'll just move that loot opener all the way around here. Then we'll all get rid of all of that, pretty much. All that will go. And then the output of the loot opener will just go to an ender chest, which will either go to the white antimatter or go to this ender chest, and you get the idea. So we've just shortened it completely, at which point you can put them wherever you like. And that can just automatically process. Anyway, this has started producing potassium permanganate already, because around the back, once this actually gets produced and dumped into our system, outputting from the system to this chemical combiner, just where I've got a random flux duct here, is basically this locked recipe, and this starts producing potassium permanganate once you start feeding in potassium, manganese, and oxygen, of course. So if I just grab a stack of potassium just to start this back up, and you get the idea. It's not terribly fast right now, but I think what I'm going to do is upgrade some of this item duct to the next tier. It'd be nice if I could upgrade in place, but I'm not sure if that's actually possible. Let me just start some of this off. We're going to be short on glowstone fairly soon, I'm almost sure, but it's available from the nether fairly cheaply, so that's not a big deal. We're just going to melt some of it up in a magma crucible, and instead of redstone energy flux duct, we're just going to dump in the item duct, and that will convert over into the next tier up, I believe. And let's just dump those and put them away. So yeah, we've got some purple glowstone dust. We can make some more draconium ingots, maybe? Yep. So let's put both of those away. And how many more draconium can we actually get? 14. Okay. We're clearly going to need a lot more dimensional shards. So we will need to probably create some kind of dimension for that specifically. They're just not common enough in a regular dimension without at least adding dimensional shards to, you know, whatever it is, whatever recipe we create. However, 14 Draconium so far. And with all that upgraded to the impulse item duct, it's pretty fast. And it fills up, unfortunately, in jams because we don't have any sort of rationing going on those sort of systems. So it just fills up this inventory, this crafter, unfortunately. But otherwise, it's fine. And you'll see down here we've got 500 of this stuff. So we'll just grab a few stacks of that, and then we'll be able to just make lots and lots of purple dye. So again, very, very straightforward. So that is just able to produce that, and you can shut the whole thing off quite easily just by going down here and making this to be enabled high rather than, you know, permanently on. And I think I've got the same thing here. I mean, we could have this permanently on. It's just going to jam up the crafter with the white antimatter eventually, but that's a lot closer than the other one. So yeah, either way, it's fine. And then that just means we need to craft the basic fusion crafting. Now this is probably where I run right out of dimensional ore, basically. So we're going to need another way of getting that. So to be able to create worlds with that particular material specifically, I think we need the material absorber. As it says here, place this block on top of another block and it will gradually absorb all identical blocks in the area. You can use the end result in the Dimlet workbench, and that's what we're going to want for the Dimlet workbench. So if I just do this, let me just actually clear that. It's probably going to need to be, yep, can I just clear that? Oh, it's just owned by me. Fine. I will need to go back to the dimension, and we'll need to go and find, where's my, that's a new one, that's empty. Where's my dimension tab gone? The unrealized one, well, the realized one. Tab, is it in here? It's around somewhere. I think I've got it in a chest somewhere. You over here? No. Okay, I'll go and find it, and we'll head over to the dimension and go and find some ore. We can also always just pick up the ore with the Silk Touch pick. So that's something that I'm going to want to do, I think, and bring some of the ore back with me. And here we've got some dimensional shard ore, roughly the same sort of area as last time. So we've got 3 of it, and let's head home from here. We'll see how much of this it actually needs, or how much of it actually uses. Here we are. So if I just put down 3 of this, and I'm not sure if this needs actual power or not, so let's just drop it down. Oh, yeah, that seems to be, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. 2%. Yeah, that's going to need a lot more ore. Not keen on that. I was hoping for, I don't know, 50. 50% would have been good. So I decided to go another way and thought, hey, there'd be a way around this. Instead of actually absorbing it, I could make a builder. So I made a builder. I put it in this chest, I think. Yep, a builder. And a builder also has another version, another mode. Basically, it quarries if you have the resources. So I went and got some more dimensional shards, and we need a couple more Draconium. And then I thought, well, we need to go and get the quarry card, because otherwise it just builds. So the quarry card, unfortunately, is a little bit tougher to make. We need to make a wyvern core, first of all. Let me just add a quarry card to that. We also want a silk quarry, which is just an upgrade to the quarry card. So yeah, the quarry card by itself is going to need 4 Draconium and some emeralds, which are obviously we can craft within this pack, which is all right. We just need some chromium, vanadium, and beryl again. A bit expensive to actually make because the beryl just takes a while to actually make, but otherwise, you know, usual stuff. Evil infused iron ingots, something we've not done yet. That's about the only one there that's sort of mostly unobtainable. Let me just grab a couple of bricks because we can make the shape card. Yep, shape card, and no, my system's full again, clearly. Let me just get diorite out of there because I've got that somewhere else now. Yeah, dump that in. Hang on, I've just dumped everything out of there. Why is it full again? I need to take stuff out clearly and throw it away. So yeah, I just want that stored in there. So yes, we need to basically make the Wyvern core. So I made up these 4 draconic cores, and we should have everything else we need. The draconic cores are in my backpack. That's why I can't find them. Yeah, I made 4 of them. So that should make the Wyvern core, and which we needed for the quest, which just gets us another horrible loot crate. Now, Wyvern cores would then be used to go on to do the upgraded version of these fusion crafters. Unfortunately, that's these are basically going to need just lots more draconic cores, which need lots more draconium. So we need to sort out the shard ore before anything else. So we want to head for the quarry before anything else, which means we need the evil infused iron. So evil infused iron. Unless anyone wants to make a suggestion for a better way of getting that shard ore, but we need to have the dimlet in some way. So we want to basically gather it as fast as we can, really. So we need an enchanter, and the enchanter will let us take iron and nether star and convert it into evil infused iron. But the enchanter by itself needs some kind of enchanted book to do that. So I guess we could just do a random book, maybe. Yeah, maybe just use a regular enchantment table, something like that. Yeah, clearly I need an actual book of some kind before. Oh, hang on, I've got an enchanted book. Does it matter that this has got those particular things on? Let's just take a look. So enchanter. Can I use this book? Seems I can, so that's an easy way. I got that previously. It was just a drop basically, but you can obviously craft a regular enchanting book as well. And then we just want some nether stars. So, well, I've got 1, fine, and some iron. And we just need 8 iron, is it? Was it 8 iron or was it 16? I think it was 8. Well, I can all sort it out. And let's pop you down here. Just put enchanted down. We can probably use that for other things as well, but for now, I want the iron and nether stars. No, that's not right. Okay, clearly evil infused iron. It's probably 16, and I'm probably just misremembering. No, that seems to be fine. Nether stars, iron ingot. Ooh, enchanter focus, full set of nearby bookshelves. Oh, okay, so it's traditional enchanting rules then, fine. Or other enchantment boosting blocks, fine. So we need bookshelves. That's a shame. I was hoping that would be a lot easier. Anyway, we'll get some bookshelves, I think. We should be able to get books easily enough. Book. We want the boring old kind, and we can get them with blank patterns, string, and paper. And these patterns are relatively straightforward to actually just make up. So that's that. That's this. And then we just need string, which is, something that comes straight from our mud farm. And if we ever go with a leather route as well, we can probably convert rotten flesh over into leather and some that way around. 7 books is not going to cut it, and we're short of paper. But we can make lots of paper with sugar canes, so I guess we'll just make it that way. Yeah, let's just convert it all over into paper. We get some sugar as well for free, I guess. And back to books. Bookshelf, so books. 32, and how many bookshelves is that going to make? Obviously about 10. I think I'm going to need 15 of these. So yeah, that's 1. Yeah, let's make that's 10. Let's go and see if it actually says it will accept those. It says nearby, so the usual rules probably apply. Let's just dump them in here. So 1, 2, 3. It doesn't tell me how far the progress is, so let's just do this. And I'm not sure if that even accounts. It may need an actual space. It's been a while since I did vanilla mechanics. So, yeah, we're definitely going to need more. Let me just go and make the rest of those. I just need to gather some more sugarcane from downstairs and other bits and pieces. Back in a second. And yes, vanilla rules apply. So 2 blocks away. Fine. Okay. Straightforward. And we can then produce the enchantment we're actually looking for, or rather the evil infused iron we're actually looking for. The rest of that just requires me to get emeralds, etc., and stuff like that. So I guess we're done there. And then obviously we'll use this single wyvern core that we've got available to to make that upgrade to the quarry card, and then we'll see if the quarry can actually do the job. Now, of course, it's the dimensional shard ore spawns quite rarely, so I'm going to probably want to shift across to, well, first of all, I'll just get more of the shards. I'm not going to worry about the dimension one. I want to see how many shards I get, so not go for the silk quarry upgrade to start, and we'll just go with a regular one. So we're going to need 4 more draconium, so I'm clearly gonna have to go and get more shards just randomly, and then I need to get some emeralds sorted out for these two as well, and everything else I think we pretty much got then. Yeah, so I'm off to get more shard ore. Okay, emeralds made up, well, rather the emerald tools made up, so we should have everything we need now, apart from my wyvern core, which is still in my backpack. Just to make sure I didn't lose it anywhere. And we have a shape card quarry. So we have the builder and we have a shape card quarry. I think that's everything we need, but I'm sure, well, we'll be missing stuff. So yeah, what we're going to do is just head over to our dimension. So we're just going to hit rando 1, hit dial once and head over. And then we'll see if I can remember how to use quarries. Again, it's been a while, but from memory, we're going to need this. So I'm going to take this back up. Remember, we get back with other methods, so I don't necessarily need the way back. So that's the receive. That's the receiver. That doesn't need well, it has power, but anyway, I'm going to borrow this. That's the long and short of it. And there we go. Yeah, power cell. So I'm going to go and where are we going to do this? Why don't we just put it? There's one of my holes. I'm going to put it in this direction, I think. So if I just put this down here, what Y level are we at? We're 72. We want Y level 40 or below. So let's put this down. And I'm going to put the power cell next to it on one of the sides. We are going to need a chest. I didn't bring a chest. I'll do that in a minute. So you can see there's a bunch of different controls. It's all sort of weird and fancy. And we're also going to need a lever as well, but the lever should be relatively straightforward. I'll go and get that with the chest. We're going to basically configure this by, if I remember rightly, right-clicking on it. Install a module. Yes. Do we shift right-click on it to configure? Yes, we do. Okay, so select the first corner. So let's say we select right here. Then select the second corner. So you're going to create a bounding box here, really. And why don't we just select something far in this direction? Not huge, but still over here somewhere. Obviously, this is really high up, but we don't need to be high up for this. Let me just select something like here. Okay, new settings copied to the shape card. Now we're going to go and put this back in the builder, and when we do, we need to basically select the Y level. Otherwise, it'll try and do this for pretty much everything. And it's not going to clear because we don't have a clearing quarry card, but it should start basically ripping up all the ores out of the ground. So let's install that. And then we should be able to, current level of the Y this builder is at. Yeah, I don't quite want that. I want to be able to go up the card GUI, yes, and offset. So offset, we're currently at Y level 72. So if I want to go down, I'm going to do minus 32 basically. So minus 32. Okay. And that is the box that we've actually created. So hopefully that will sort it out and we can basically decide to void stuff. So I want to void, well, I hate it when the user interfaces do this. I can't remember if it means void cobble or not void cobble, depending whether the red X is there or not. It's not clear. It should say something like currently voiding and then these items. And if you move them to another list or something like that. Anyway, we'll see what this actually does quite quickly. So I'm just going to go and grab another chest and a lever. So let's just go home for a second. And I'm going to grab a chest from the system. We want an ender chest, actually. Ender chest. And we have everything we need for that. And maybe some purple dye. Although, do we want purple dye? That's going to go into our main system. No, we want some other channel color. Blue. Lapis? Yeah, blue. Okay. And we will get a second ender chest as well. We may as well create one. And is there any levers in the system? If not, we can just create one. There we go. Okay, and then let's redial. Head back to there. and head over. So this has actually reduced in power. Okay, good to know. So I am going to need to go and get another power cell, but it will last a while. It doesn't deplete unless we arrive here. So normal quarry. We're going to need that ender chest, and to do that I'm just going to put it on top, and then I'm just going to put the lapis on it to change the channel. Then we're going to basically put a lever down and flip it on, and off it goes. Yep, turn it off. So clearly I want to actually change this to void all of this stuff. I don't want any of that. It seems to decide otherwise that we're going to have it. So let me just take all that in my inventory and we'll just dump that somewhere else. Let's turn this back on again. And you'll see it seems to basically replace whatever it picks up with dirt. And it's working pretty fast, and it's still not... why? Why? Did I not select that? Enable all dictionary matching? Okay, it's extremely fast. Let's put it that way. Okay, but I don't want any of this stuff. Let me just get rid of stuff. I will just untick all those items. Did I untick all those items? Yeah, so clearly one or the other needs to change, and I would expect it now to actually void them, although it didn't last time. So fine, we're going to do this again. I'm just going to get rid of those out of my inventory. Yep, those, and it will get picked up by my void null. Not enough room and no usable storage on top of below. Yes, 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 it's turned off now. I will clean this up and come back in a second. I tried again, it still didn't void the actual item, the common items that I don't want, so we'll do it another way. We'll do it, basically make it do it. I really hope this works. Let's just take a look. Item filter, RF tools, and those are just item filters, so clearly it's this one that we actually need. How much of that do we actually have available? I need machine, I need some gold. That's not terribly hard. We can get a lot more gold now. If you saw the speed of that quarry, it's going to be ridiculous. I'm going to need to upgrade AE2 to actually store it all. So yeah, not going to do that today though. We just want one specific thing today. So I'm just going to get some more sugarcane from downstairs. There's only a little bit of it, but it should be enough to get for my purposes. We just want a little bit of paper. And I did put some growth crystals down there, but you need quite a few of them if I remember rightly, so I'm not going to worry about it. And we'll just make more paper, please. There we go. And item filter. Do we have everything we need now? Just that center block. Machine base. Item filter. And do I just right click to do this? It says press shift. This block you can direct items from any side to any other side. Let's make item filters for quarries, tree farms, mob farms, etc., etc. So yeah, doesn't really much say what I actually want there. I really want it to just give me a filter. Is it just called a filter? Is it RF tools filter that fits in? Ah, yes, filter module. There we go. Okay, so that's slightly different. Filter module. I was thinking that item didn't look right. I remember what it looks like roughly, and that's more like it. Okay, now I should be able to select stuff in here. So I want to whitelist items, and I only want the dimensional ore. Audit matching, yeah, we'll do that on. We can pretty much ignore everything else. And now I need to go and get silk touched one of the ores. Or I need to let the quarry run and then really filter out a lot of stuff. But yeah, I'm going to dump a lot of stuff first, and then we'll head across to a quarry. I'm going to get some of the ore, and hopefully we can get what we want now. Shall we try now? I've picked up a few different ores that I actually want, and we're just going to get our filter set up. So there's my filter module, and it's set to whitelist, remember. So first of all, I'm just going to whitelist dimensional shard ore. I've got some of these other ores as well that I probably want, but I'm just going to see how much of this stuff we can actually find first of all. So then, can we install this module? If I put you in here, can I fit you in there? Yep. Okay. And you're not going to mine anything other than that, right? That's looking more promising. Okay. But you can see it's quite rare. It doesn't immediately appear like before. So let me just wait for a little while off camera, and hopefully it's going to find some. Because we can always just set the corners somewhere else. That's not a problem. And this thing will output 5,000 RF per tick. I'm not sure how much we're actually supplying on the other side, or how much this is actually using right now. Does it say? Doesn't really say. Okay. So yeah, I'm just going to wait a little while. And there they go. They've started appearing, which is exactly what we want to actually happen. And I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm just going to turn it off for a second because I want to just add a couple more things. One, I want to add gold ore because gold is good. And we could add iron as well, but we've got, well, we have to deal with it. But I guess I'll add iron. This is gonna go over the top. And then we want Certus quartz, and I want uranium in case we want nuclear craft stuff. That's pretty much it for the moment. But there's other stuff like diamonds we could add, lapis or redstone, etc., etc. But let's see how over the top this is. So I've started it off, and is it actually processing? It is. Its water level is still too high, but it will gather those other ores as well. So I guess, and it is working through chunk by chunk. So it'll quickly gather stuff once it gets through there. So I'm going to wait another. Oh, hang on, it started to get iron ore. That's working. That's good. So yeah, that's going to be quite good. And I'm going to then just go over to our base and set up another ender chest on that side, and then we'll just go and process stuff. So here, do remember if you remove your power, your cross-dimensional power, it is currently being supplied to our quarry, not necessarily that. And this is fine as well. So we can just head back this way instead of the force home. Doesn't really much matter. And then back here, we can put our ender chest down and our single piece of lapis, and then we can see exactly what it produces. Of course, it isn't a silk quarry, so you won't get it in the ore form, but you will get the Certus quartz, crystal and iron ore, etc., because it's just whatever a normal pick would produce. So we'll just get all of that out there, and this is our whitelisted sort of output. So I'll leave it alone for a few more minutes, and then I'll show you just before finishing the episode. Much happier doing that. In fact, I'm almost happier doing that than I am creating new dimensions. But because we may need a huge amount of it, I'm not sure how much we need yet, we at least are able to gather it without having to go and use up hunger to basically use my permanent pick, my unbreakable pick, to mine out the world. It's a bit tiresome to doing that, really, so I want to get rid of that as soon as possible, which is exactly what the quarry does. Alright, back in a couple of minutes. Usual point. Do remember, you will need to chunk load at least the quarry. It may well be able to chunk load its own stuff once it's chunk loaded, but do remember to do that, otherwise your quarry doesn't really work all that well, does it? Yeah. Anyway, away we go. And a couple of minutes later, you can see it's about as rare as gold. We've got 5 stacks of iron, half a stack of goldish, well, quarter, third of a stack. Oh, no, we got even more gold. And dimensional shards. So, yeah, I mean, we can make more Draconium with this quite easily. It just takes time and you need to reset up the quarry, or change its corners, I should say. And, yeah, it'll do the job. So I'm pretty happy with that. We're able to get that without me going mining anywhere. And next up, we need to get this basic fusion crafting going, but that's going to be next episode. We need blocks of iron. We're about to get lots of that now. Draconic cores, of course. So, yeah, lots and lots of Draconium. We're going to need 9 times this. So, yeah, 36 Draconium. Each of that's like 120 dimensional shards. So, yeah, lots of stuff to get going. But that's the next step on this whole chain. So, yeah, and the other thing we could do is the fusion multi-block as well. But I want the awesome Draconium stuff. So, yeah, we've got to get to that first. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you've been able to follow along and able to set up a quarry for any kind of random dimension that you like. And you're able to get lots and lots of resources. Pretty much unlimited resources at this point, depending on whether our power system will actually last. How is it actually doing? Is it generating enough power for this? It's definitely generating enough power for that quarry. I'm not running this at the moment, which is probably why, because this will still drain the power. Yeah, simulations of the current data model drain 2,500 RF per tick. So we may have to create something more advanced for that in the future, but we can just take 4 of these, and that already gets us up to 32 Draconium. So yeah, straightforward to do this side of it. We can just alternate between quarry and this if we want to. Anyway, if you enjoyed, feel free to press like, subscribe, share if you normally would, and click on the bell icon for notifications for further episodes. And as always, guys, thanks a lot for watching.